Hey everyone, the title of today's message is Wellspring, and the Bible verse is John 4:5-10. So he came to a city of Samaria, which is called Sychar, near the plot of the ground that Jacob gave to his son Joseph. Now Jacob's well was there. Jesus, therefore, being wearied from his journey, sat thus by the well. It was about the 6th hour. A woman of Samaria came to draw water. Jesus said to her, "Give me a drink." For his disciples had gone away into the city to buy food. Then the woman of Samaria said to him, "How is it that you, being a Jew, ask a drink from me, a Samaritan woman?" For Jews had no dealings with Samaritans. Jesus answered and said to her, "If you knew the gift of God, and who it is that says to you, 'Give me a drink,' you would have asked him, and he would have given you living water." It was high noon in Samaria, and Jesus was talking to a woman. The moment was remarkable because Jews typically hated Samaritans, the offspring of intermarriage, which Jewish law prohibited. They were a nation of people who were half Jew and half Gentile, and therefore wholly despised. In fact, even though Samaria was located in between, when traveling from Judea to Galilee, Jews added days to their journey by walking clear around it. But not Jesus. Also remarkable was the timing, because water was always drawn in the morning when the sun was still low. The well was on the outskirts of town, and the work was arduous. Drawing water at noon in the desert heat was a clear sign that woman was avoiding people, and Jesus knew why. John 4:16-18 says, Jesus said to her, "Go call to your husband and come here." The woman answered and said, "I have no husband." Jesus said to her, "You have well said, 'I have no husband,' for you have had 5 husbands, and the one whom you now have is not your husband. In that you spoke truly." Her reputation preceded her, probably everywhere that she went. She'd been used and tossed away, or maybe she was in the habit of tossing men away. Whatever the reason, her life was wrought with scandal and void of friendship, and I can only imagine what the townspeople said behind her back, or maybe to her face, which made what came next the most remarkable of all. Verse 25 and 26 says, "The woman said to him, 'I know that the Messiah is coming, who is called Christ. When he comes, he will tell us all things.' Jesus said to her, 'I who spake to you am he.'" Those 7 words spoken to the least likely of humans changed the course of history. "I who spoke to you am he." Until that moment, Jesus had only implied that his true identity. The actual words, the announcement of God's arrival on earth, the fulfillment of hundreds of years of messianic prophecy, the Master's plan to restore the whole creation, were whispered to the one no one wanted. He knew she'd be there. He knew her name and her pain and her need. She was, in fact, the reason that he came, because from the well of Christ's immense and indiscriminating mercy flows his mission: to rescue and to redeem the lost. "Whoever drinks of the water that I give them will never thirst. Indeed, the water I give them will become in them a spring of water welling up to eternal life." Today's prayer focus: ask God to completely rid you of any prejudice towards anyone so that you see them as Christ saw the Samaritan woman. Then ask him to help you value living water over physical needs. Questions moving forward. What kind of statement was Jesus making by choosing to announce himself to an outcast who was both a Samaritan and a woman? How was Jesus different than every other person she'd came across? How was she expecting to be treated by him? And after she realized Jesus was the Messiah, she spread the word. How can you do the same? That's all that I have for today. I hope you all have a blessed evening, and I will be back on here tomorrow. Thank you.